Let's get it.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Bryan with DD214 Transport. Please like, subscribe, hit the little bell for notifications. Whoo, we're back. I will tell you in a minute what's going on, but let me just say this real quick. We want to thank all our veterans and first responders for all they do and all they continue to do for this country. We would not be the country we are without them. Wounded Warrior Project, St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital is our charities of choice. You can go to patreon.com with that code right there and sign up and get direct access to me and anything that is made over there. At the end of the year, we double it and send it off to those two charities. Okay, tonight we're going to be talking about finances, where you need to be to succeed. This is a very important subject, and we will get into it in a minute, but I have had several phone calls this week and wanted to go through it and talk to everybody about it because it seems to get lost in translation somewhere. So we're going to go through it. All right, let's talk about these fuel prices. Fuel prices are up 21 cents a gallon from last week to an average of $4.10, $4.11 a gallon. Okay, and this again is why getting in this business correctly is so important. Okay, all right, news. This is going to be tough on the New Jersey guys. Everybody that's living in the state of New Jersey and has an MC, your state just passed a new law requiring $1.5 million in auto liability effective 6/16. That's doubling the current federal minimum of insurance of $750,000. You know, most everybody carries $1 million, but now New Jersey is requiring $1.5 million. So what does this mean? Well, right now, if you live in New Jersey, come the 16th, which is the day after tomorrow, you're going to be required to carry $1.5 million in commercial auto liability. Okay, so what we're hoping is that other states don't follow. It's going to crush the trucking industry.
June 6/16. June
6/16. Oh, I'm sorry. June 6th. I don't know what I was thinking. Go back. It's June 16th, not February 16th. June 16th. My bad. I had that in my head wrong. But it's June 16th that you're going to be required to have $1.5 million in auto liability. Whew. All right. News. Class 8 trucks, semis. Or the sales are down in January, 6.7% overall. Ryder Q4 profits slid on a weak used truck prices and rentals. Okay, what does that tell you? There's not that many people running out there to rent those Ryder box trucks or Ryder pickups, and the used stuff isn't going either. Okay, so that's what that's talking about. Now, yesterday, the inflation numbers topped the forecast. They were expecting like 2.9 and got 3.1, and the stock market just tumbled yesterday. If you didn't watch it, that's what happened. And it blows. Everybody was hoping for an early spring cut on interest rates. And, you know, things you got to realize on that is that you know, if you buy a house now, in a year or two, you can refinance that house and you're okay and it'll be okay. But if you buy a piece of equipment now, you're not going to be able to refinance that in the same way. You're not going to be able to drop those numbers in the same way, because used equipment like a used truck or even if you buy a new truck at 7%, when you go to refinance that truck, it is now a used truck, and you're still not going to get down to, really good interest rates. So you got to be aware of that kind of thing. And before you go jumping into it, be thinking about that kind of stuff. All right. So, all right, here's the big news. You guys need to put it in your calendar. Date set for the International Road Check is May 14th through the 16th of this year. May 14th through the 16th. That's International Road Check. So I'll be having this on here every week until May 14th through the 16th comes up. But do mark your calendars on that. All right, pictures of the week. This is a load I hauled. It was like trying to strap down a box of, or an unboxed set of Legos. I used just about, I'm pretty sure I used all but maybe one strap I had on that truck. Everything had to be belly wrapped. It was just crazy. It was a Lego set that had to be thrown up on the deck and strapped down. All right, this is from James. James hauled our most expensive piece for the week. This one was valued at $350,000. So that's a big diesel engine going into a big dump truck, one of the big mining trucks, I'm assuming. All right, Robert's out hauling hay on the farm, and when he's not hauling hay, he's hauling go buggies. That's what he's been doing lately. So, all right, crazy shit you see. I'm going to give you guys a chance to win something here. The first person that can list 6 things wrong in this picture. I'm pretty sure there's more than that, but there's 6 that I noticed right off the bat. Let me zoom in for you real quick. 6 things. All right. In that picture right there is 6 things wrong with this load. So if you have an opportunity, I'm going to let you guys look at it there for a minute, and we will go through it. So I can't go forward because I got the answers written down. So what do you got? Well, it's approaching 9:30 and my patience is about to run dry. Oh, all right, you're taking your time, but losing my mind, yeah. All of my heartstrings to have a time to make me wonder if I lost my style. 'Cause the colors of the night are alive when you're in my eyes. Now let me be honest for a second, this is so new to me. Oh, I never had a love who'd be as difficult as you're trying to be. What you got, guys? Anybody? Oh, it's manipulation, sexplanation, making all my senses run wild. What you got? Anything? Nobody's got it? All right. I'm going to give you one guess. No, I don't want to give them one guess. They should know this. All right, here it goes. Nobody got it, right? Nobody come up with it? All right, here you go. 1, cannot have placards on a truck. This is a non-CDL setup. This guy does not have a CDL. And I can guarantee you, with just the way the truck looks, he's not going to have hazmat insurance. Yep. And wait a minute. 1, 2, there's another one. 3, 4, 5. There's 5 of them shown right there that has to be covered up. If I could see the other side, my guess, because these things are required to have them on all the sides. So there's probably 4 of them on each tank. All right. So the 6th one, okay, if you look at the front, you got to have 2 tie-down chains. Okay, you come back here, this last one should have 2 straps across it, and it only has 1. Right, there's 1 in the middle. So the first one and the last one, when you're hauling stuff like that, needs to have 2 straps on. The ones in the middle, you're okay with 1 strap or 1 chain, whichever you decide to run. But going back through, you look at all those hazmat signs. Okay, all those have to be covered. They all have to be covered. You cannot haul that. That is a false marking. Okay, that is just as bad as having no hazmat placards, because that's a misplacard trailer. All right. Those placards are there so that emergency vehicles know how to deal with what's in that container. If that container's empty and this guy doesn't have a hazmat, they need to be covered up. Okay, so that's that. All right, under the hood today, Mila's trying to kill me. Yes, she is. I'm going to tell you right now. So I told you guys last time I was here, I had a really bad bout of the shingles, and that liked to kick my butt. Then I went and ran that load I showed you, and I came back and I came down with the damn flu last week, I guess because my immune system was down. So I am just now getting back up and getting moving again. But I've just decided that she's trying to kill me because, and I told her the other day, I said, look, if you want to kill me, just shoot me in the head. Don't drag me behind the truck. That's just cruel and unusual punishment. So, all right. So the other thing, we're still in the middle of tax season. All right. Tax season is now we're prepping our taxes, our corporate taxes. So, it's a daily thing with the accountants, getting things prepped, getting them ready, getting them information. So that's what we're doing there. And finances. So we're here, what we're going to be talking about today. What you need, what and where you need to be to succeed. Guys, I talk all the time about getting into this business right. And I see there's 2 reasons why most people get into business and get out of the business. The main 2 reasons are they didn't get into it right, and they're overladen in debt, or they didn't get into it right with their family, and not realizing that being away 3 weeks out of the month is hard. It's hard business, man. It's not a joke. It's a lifestyle change. Okay, so now I made some charts up and I made some things up here for you guys to look at, and I'm hoping this helps you out along the way. These numbers are examples. Okay, so finances, where you need to be stable on your personal expenses. These are examples of people's personal expense. It's just, I'm taking a guess at what people pay. So I'm looking at a rent or mortgage payment at $2,000, a car payment of $500, utilities $500, and food and other things is $500. So you have about a $3,500 nut on your personal side. I'm guessing, okay? And these are my actual, or pretty close to my actual numbers here. On the insurance or on the business expense, the insurance is going to be around $1,600 a month. You can pretty much count on that. All right. Now you guys get your questions ready. And as we go, I'll answer questions on any specific piece you have. So go ahead and do that. But insurance is going to be around $1,600, truck payment about $900. Now on my deal, I paid my trailer off up front. I do not have a trailer payment. So I'm in that $2,500 mark. And this is what I tell people, you need to be there on that $2,500 mark, because otherwise you're going to be working for nothing. You're just going to be working to break even. And, a business lifeblood, its lifeblood is cash flow. You have to have cash flow in your business. If you have no cash flow, you're going to die. Meaning this, let's say, for example, you had a great week and you had $2,000 in cash flow and you go out and blow it. Okay. For whatever reason. Personally, I call that being weekend rich. And you go out and blow it and now you have nothing left. Well, when you get ready to roll on Monday morning, your business is running on eggshells, man. If anything happens, you have no cash flow, meaning you're going to have to take out a loan, whether it be a credit card loan, a fuel advance, whatever it is, you're going to have to take out a loan to keep rolling. Now, you don't want to be doing that. I mean, that's how you kill your business. So we're going to go back up here a minute. These are the numbers we're going to start with. These are pretty much my numbers over here on the right under business expenses. Under personal expenses, those are guesstimates that I just stuck in there. You need to key your numbers in there and make that work for you. But you need to be around this $2,500 a month mark for your truck, trailer, insurance. However you can make that work, however you juggle those numbers, that's where you need to be. Okay, now look at this. Oh, I just did that. This is where you need to be on your nut. That's all I said was $2,500. 25. Keep remembering that, 25. Now, let's take a look at this. Do we have any questions on anything yet? Good. Okay, so your personal expenses remain the same. If you run 3 weeks out of the month, and let's say you made $5,000 a week. Okay, let's just say that you made $5,000 a week. Overall expense is going to be 66 to 75% to make that $15,000. So if you go out and let's say it's 66% this week, all right, you have a net profit of 5,446.25, 546.25. Now, how do I get to that? I'm going to show you real quick. I'm going to drop down just real quick. This is actually a number that I set up. I know it's hard to see, but at 15,000, and this goes for a lease on driver with us. At 15,000, your expenses are going to be 23.25 or so for your lease on fee. You're going to have $1,600 in insurance, an $800 truck payment, $40 ELD. I have $100 in parking I have to pay every month. I have a $50 QuickBook charge and a $10 data storage charge. So my total fixed cost was $49.25. All right. When we come down to the next line, which is your variable cost, we did say 9,000 miles or at 10 miles per gallon at $3.50 is $31.50. That's your fuel expense to make that 15. Then I threw in $350 in repairs. If you have that, you have it. If you don't, you add it to the bottom line. And then you pull out $50 for your IFTA. All right, so your total variable cost is going to be $3,500. Your pre-tax net profit on that, pre-tax net profit is $6,525. Now, what I do is I take 15% of that, which is $978.75, and put it into an interest-bearing savings account. Okay, that is your tax reserve. Tax reserve. Take it, put it away. Then I take another $900 for your reserve for repair, your repair reserve. Okay, 9,000 miles by 10 cents is $900. All right, so that means your net profit, you stick 5546.25 in your pocket. Okay, that's how that worked out. That's how we come by that. All right, so you want to slide back up here. Now, at 66%, it's 5546.25. Okay, 5546.25. But now, guys, guess what? You got to take a paycheck if you don't have anybody else in the house with you contributing. So if you take a paycheck and pay all these imaginary expenses over here at $3,500, that means you have a $1,946 cash flow. That is what your cash flow is. Now, if it cost you 75% for whatever reason, your truck payment, you got a trailer payment, it was much higher, then you pay, your net profit's only going to be $3,750. And at $3,750, you got a $3,500 personal expense coming out of that. That means you only have a $250 cash flow. Okay, that's tight. $250 on cash flow for your business is tight. You can make it with the 1900. You can set it over there and just let it cook, and you can probably make it. But these are the things that I have to make you guys aware of and make you understand that this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. And you have got to prepare for tomorrow. And you have to have cash flow. You can't keep going into your pocket because you blew the little bit of money you made. Now, let me tell you something. This week, I'll show you right here. That is $4,000 that I took out of cash flow this week. But I had it. I set that money, I got a repair reserve, and I don't spend the money that comes in here that I make, because I know, there's going to be a rainy day. It's coming. It's not if it's coming. I'll show you a prime example. That right there, that is a set of brakes, 4 brakes, 4 hubs for one trailer. Okay. It was $2,000 for the parts, just for the brakes and hubs. But that sounds terrible. But think about this. This trailer's been in service now 3 years. I've never put brakes on it. It's been running just great. Needs brakes. Well, guess what? I'm taking $150, 10 cents a mile out for repair reserve out of everything. And with me, I take $150 a week. Doesn't matter what the truck runs. I take $150 a week. So 3 years, this thing's been in service, and it's now costing me $2,000 in repair. If you look at it like you're supposed to look at it, that's good money. That's good money spent. Put new hubs, or not new hubs, but new drums, put new brakes, shoes, not just the shoes, but the whole back plate and the whole brake assembly on it. And we'll go for another 3 years. I guarantee you the trailer's made me well over $2,000. So I'm going to open this up to the floor now for any questions. If anybody's got anything, you can you're more than welcome to ask, and I'll try to answer it if I can. So this is what we're dealing with. You know, you can't get in this business or try to think you can get in this business by saying, "Oh, I make $5,000 a week. Yeah, that's $20,000 a month." Well, you're not going to run 4 weeks out of the month. Okay, that's number one. If you run 3 weeks out of the month, you got a chance to make 15 grand if everything goes okay. So if you got 15 grand, you know, you divide it, you take off 60, 62, 65%, whatever for expenses, that's what you're ending up with. Okay. If your personal side of your debt is so large that it drowns your business side, or your business side is so large. I see guys going out there buying, I don't know, these top of the line trucks saying, "Well, I'm going to be comfortable." Well, you are, but you're going to pay for it. $140,000 for a pickup. Come on, guys. It's a work truck. It's not a pickup. My truck is a tradesman. Tradesman. That's why the payment's where it's at. Now, I tell everybody to understand, and I'm not, you know, guys, I don't get on here and try to throw numbers out, because I can throw numbers out and make your nose bleed, but that's bullshit. You know, I'm giving you the truth about the industry, and you know, the average guy is going to make $3,000 to $6,000 a week. That's it. That's what you're going to do. You go out and listen to pie in sky people and say, "Oh, I make $10,000 a week." Okay. All right. I've seen it done twice, and neither time was me. So you have to realize that to do that kind of thing, you have to have all the stars align. You know, you never hit a traffic jam. You never got hung up at a shipper or receiver. You never had a load cancel. You know, it just came together. So what I want you to understand is, and I say this all the time, this is not a get rich quick scheme. This is something, this is a job or a lifestyle that I love, and I love helping people get into it if they get into it right. So, you know, if there are any questions, I would love to take them. I'll give you a couple minutes here to decide whether you, let me see who's all over here. Can I go over here? You're not going to shoot me in the head? Oh, sure. All right. Yeah, you made it on time. Look at you. Mila said it's going to snow. Hey, Sid, Brad Withers. All right. Frackleton. Hey, brother. Bayou Night. All right. Nina, Facebook user. I don't know who that is. All right. 5 DOT placards. You was right. You just missed the strat night. Shit. You had it all. That was cool, man. Colton Price, what's up? What's up, big man? I hope this is helping you out a little bit. But yeah, so there are, welcome everybody, man. Thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. So getting in this thing in the right mindset and understand when you go moving forward that cash flow is your business's lifeblood. You have to realize that. Carlin Price is on here. He's a police officer from Florida, and we had a 20-minute conversation today, and I told him, I said, if you are getting in this having to have a paycheck, and when I say having to have a paycheck, I mean, you have to make a certain amount of money every week to make it. Man, that is going to grind you hard. It's going to grind you hard. And guys, this is a good business to get in if you do it correctly. If you do it wrong, you're just. I told one guy, I said he jumped in and jumped out in 3 weeks. That's how long he lasted, was 3 weeks. And I said, dude, the next time you need an excuse to buy a new truck, just buy the damn truck. You don't need to try to start a business to buy a truck. But now there's other things to consider too in your financial decision making. Do you buy new or do you buy used? Jim Frackleton's on here. Jim Frackleton bought used. And the difference between Jim and I was he bought used, which is fine as long as you know what you're getting. And it's got to be slightly used. It can't be beat to death. Because if you get a trailer that needs 2 axles, you just should have bought a new trailer. But the thing to remember is that when you buy a trailer, you have to be certain you know what that trailer's been through, how many times those axles were serviced, how many times the hubs have been off and the brakes have been looked at. And all that comes into play, because if you don't, very shortly thereafter, you're into $2,000 worth of brakes, guys. See, I mean, the shit ain't cheap. It's not cheap. So things you want to consider is, do I buy new or do I buy used? All right. You got to figure out what you're going to do and keep it in that $2,500 a month range. Your insurance is pretty well fixed where I have it fixed. Okay. It's going to be right in those numbers somewhere, unless you've got tickets and other things. And from there it goes up. So if you can get that insurance there, that means you've got that amount of money to play with for your truck and your trailer. And the easiest thing to buy and get it out from under you is that trailer. You do not want a big old trailer payment. I had one guy that had an $1,800 truck payment and an $800 trailer payment. He was done before he got started. That stuff, you can't go into it like that. You're not reinventing the wheel. We know what you're going to make. This is not a guessing game. It's damn sure not a guessing game to me. I see it every week. And that you hear me say 3,000 to 6,000. That's about what it is, and it will depend on the driver. It doesn't depend on freight or anything else. It will depend on the driver and how the driver manages their clock. So that's about it for me. We got questions? No questions? All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up there. I hope this helps. I hope this gives you some food for thought. I hope you can use that $2,500 number to run some of your numbers. Those numbers I went down were my expenses. On the final sheet, this one, these were actual expenses in the way I did things. So when I came down to it, that $5,000 would have been my net profit. So that's just the way it is. And it sounds all good when people say, I made $5,000 this week. Yeah, you did. But what did it cost you to make? You hear me say it a lot. Not what you make, it's what you keep. Okay, what does it cost you to make that? So, all right, well, we're going to roll this out. I appreciate everybody coming up. I hope this gives you some food for thought, and you guys think about this. And if you have any questions, please reach out and yell at me. I answer the phone or I'll call you back. This is Brian from DD214 Transport. Please like, subscribe, hit a little bell of notification. Have a great weekend, guys. See you later.